Hello there. This is Ian Nethercott with the Auto Hub Show. Good morning. Like everyone else, I look for a car from time to time. I'm not only talking about the car business, I actually buy cars myself. I'm currently in the market looking for a Ford. So I'm here on the Spikes Ford website, as you can see to my right, and we're going to check out what's changed. Here we go. So on this website, you can see I can talk to sales, I can talk to service, I can talk to parts, old school using a phone. I'm not really that into phone calls today. So let's see what other options are available. Oh, here's a chatbot. That seems to be another way that you can interface with a dealer using AI. I'm not a big fan of them. It's pretty automated. But what's this? Click for immediate live dealer assistance. That's new. Let's see what that's all about. Click below to meet with a Spikes Ford certified sales consultant. Seems pretty simple to me. So I'm choosing sales. That's what I'm doing. Meet with sales consultant. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Joel Benson here at Spikes Ford. How can I be of assistance to you?
Well, I just connected with VidCalls here. I'm looking for a Ford, but I've never seen this before. Maybe you can tell me more about how this works.
Welcome, absolutely. Now, let me ask you a question first. Did the platform ask you for your name?
No,
Did it ask you for your cell phone number or your email address?
no.
No, we don't do that here at Spikes Ford. We want to do business with you and we want you to be 100% comfortable. Was the connection very quick?
Yeah, it's fast.
All right, then let's do some business. Welcome.
Thanks, Joel.
Like I said, I just think give the consumer the way that they want to communicate. So if it's texting, if it's the phone, if it's walking into the dealership, just let them have the choices, and then let them decide on how they want to start to build that relationship. Again, yeah, the old days, nobody wanted to give pricing, and again, everything has changed, but some things stay the same. It's still a people business. It's still building that relationship. It's still that one-to-one speaking to that customer and gaining their trust. So I think it's a great platform to do that. I think it's still yet to be absorbed by the consumer, but it is in its infancy. So I think that it'll grow, and I do believe that it has its place in this whole process of communicating with the dealership. I think it's a great way to be able to get information.
And I know Steve, and I know his creativity. He'll probably run TV ads where the owner of the dealership is saying, folks, don't come to our dealership. Stay home. Stay home. Vid call us. Get all the information you need with our sales reps. Then come in.
Most customers don't want to spend an entire day in a car dealership, or to Will's point, 1.2. They basically want to get as much done as they can online before they come in. So when you look at the metrics on websites 20 years ago, or even 15 years ago, it was about 5 or 6 hours. Today it's 13. But the options haven't changed in communication on that website. So when provided with a better option or a different option or a faster option where you can actually get help, which I think is part of the challenge with the other options out there, having done a lot of research myself, this makes a lot of sense. But more importantly, it's easy for the customer. And at the end of the day, without customers, I don't think we have a business of any type, including the auto industry.
Okay. What this whole call has been about is guest experience. We want to elevate the guest experience. Whatever way we're doing it, whether it's telephone, chat, video, in person, we want to elevate the guest experience. We want to bring it back to a relationship sale from a transactional purchase. The internet and technology drove us to a transactional purchase because it created transparency, and that transparency led to a price war, a race to the bottom rather than providing service. Now, because of inventory and everything else, it's about we can utilize that pain that we went through over the last 2 years to bring it back to a service business. This is what we do. We service our clients. We can use technology, data, everything that we're going to extrapolate out that we know now how to serve that customer best, to retain that customer, and to look at long-term customer value, because We're losing them in the service department after we sell them. We lose them on the retention because we're not following up with them. We lose. Now we can change it with our absolute best ways of communication with that customer to bring back that experience, and we're going to bring it to, as the travel industry calls it, guest experience. They are our guests. We're bringing them back in. We want to retain them. We want them to come back to our resort. We want them to spend as much money. The Disney experience, this, that, whatever.
So I think it's all about all of us being in tune and considering one another's perspectives in order to make it the most successful thing for the customer experience. Because if your advertising guy isn't communicating what he's running to the BDC and they're the ones touching the phone and the receptionist doesn't know what, or whoever's covering the video button quick while somebody takes lunch and someone else is in the bathroom or out with a cold, you got to make sure that communication is like this for any of it to work. And then, yes, let's improve the customer experience.
Do you capture transcripts from the video calls that are then saved within customer records and can use to make better next calls? I mean, we've talked obviously about CRM and DMS integration already with multiple companies, but maybe Joel can answer that question on the transcripts or recording side.
Yes, we do have the capability to record. One other thing that they'll be able to do after the 30-day free trial is if they want to add other departments outside of sales, if they want to connect to the service department, if they want to connect to F&I, if they want to connect to leasing, the consumer will have that opportunity on the landing page to go to whatever department in the dealership that the dealership wants them to go to.
So the parts call might be on video. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. The dealer's on here, it'll be like this. Hold, please.
That is true. Maybe we'll chat that part.
Okay.
Actually, selfishly, I think I do have something to gain, but I agree with it wholeheartedly. That's all I have to say. I think it's wonderful.
I think it's outstanding. I think it answers a lot of the questions, and it bridges a lot of the gaps that we're talking about in this call, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Larry?
I think it's a great idea. Anything that makes it easier for a human to contact and get in touch with another human being works for me. And I'm with Wendy. I can't wait to see her at NIADA in June.
Perfect. And I'm actually going to turn to our unofficial guests, Peter and Tim. Peter, what's your thought process on that?
Well, I believe in video calls wholeheartedly. I'm going to probably plug Larry on this one, that training is going to be paramount to the success of it in a dealership. And you're going to need training. And then I'm going to plug myself and say coaching afterwards, because it's the coaching that is going to develop the process down the line. And it's this sort of a cyclical thing. And as the cyclical nature of it increases, the speed increases, the traction increases, and the momentum increases. So that's that all comes from data, and I'll leave that to Tim.
I did want to mention one thing before I mentioned it to Tim, using the sports analogy. You know, the trainer goes in there and trains the athlete to get it done. The coach is the one that makes the athlete go that little bit further. So Tim,
no, you got it. I think you bet. Thanks. Joel, thanks for answering that question about transcripts, because that's the deal, right? I mean, if you can use caller ID and telematics to pull a customer's record in real time to a dashboard, so when you answer the phone, you're not asking them for their mother's maiden name or their email address to verify who they are. You can immediately get to that empathy, which Larry always bangs a drum against, right? To say, hey, build that meaningful exchange with someone. So the transcript question was just the other side of that, right? So I love where you are, because the question is more about vid calls, right? I love where you are right now, and I love that you answered my question saying, hey, we're not going to stop at sales, because sales is that much of the dealer relationship. The rest of it is where you got to go. And that's where those transcripts, I think, if they're put in a customer record, then the next person with all the churn that happens in dealers because they don't train and they don't coach like they should, then the next person that answers the phone can have just as much a meaningful conversation with them. So I love what you're doing, and keep innovating and iterating it.
Thank you, sir. Except they won't answer their phone, they'll answer their computer. But yes, you're 100% on task. Thank you.
Well,
I was going to work on my phone too, because I don't sit at my desk.
Oh, on your cell phone, yeah. No, it works on cell phones as well.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you catch somebody at home at 11:30 at night. And it's very funny. One thing that I believe in success, and I actually am not a proponent of a person giving up their lives for their business, for their job. For your business, you're building a business with value, actual saleable value, perhaps. But if you're working a job, you don't want to give your life up. But if you're sitting at home watching American Idol, and you happen to be on the vid call list, you pause Katy Perry for a minute, and then you pick up the phone and you treat the customer right. The customer will be blown away because they don't expect that. Ian, I'll leave it to you for the rest.
Yeah, I mean, customer experience has been part of the show since the beginning. I think we've talked about this topic probably more commonly than anything. I agree with Bill and others who have said, listen, technology might be part of that, but can't forget that people buy from people. And to me, a video call is just as easy, and if it's done right, as a physical call or even a physical meeting. It's the next best thing. And I think customers, when given that choice of chatbot, form, telephone, and video, a large percentage, probably larger than you think, are going to choose to be helped with a person right now, even though AI might be better than it used to be. And I think vid calls have proved that. So that's my 10 cents. Joel or Steve, did you have any final thoughts?
Steven?
Yeah, I think that it's again another way for a consumer to have a pathway into the dealership, to make it a lot shorter when they do visit the dealership, and I think that will be able to start building up some trust with the consumers, and I think the salespeople as well. Once you have a few of those sales guys taking these calls and building relationships, and then they come in, finish the sales quicker than they normally would without being on that video, without starting that road to the sale at home and making up. The other salespeople are going to go to it. That's just the way it works. So getting a few salespeople on it at the dealership who are good on the phone, doing that training, other salespeople will naturally want to be part of that because they see the success.